the first thing we need to do is admit that it's broken. You look at if the educational system was a private sector business, if it was this hotel, a restaurant in this business, and half the people that came in could only stomach to eat half of their meal and got up and left, it wouldn't be in business very long. That's our educational system. We have about, in some areas, over 50% of our students drop out. We need to address why that's happening. I mean, I went to, it's not a lack of facilities. I mean, the school I went to at Fort Greeley was a Quonset hut with walls were about 16 gauge thick. It was not the facility that issue, it was what went on inside those classrooms. There's no provision of the Constitution that gives the federal government the right to be involved in our educational system. That's a states' rights issue. When we have no child left behind, we have federal mandates, standardized testing. That sets an unrealistic goal in some areas of our educational system. Part of the problem we have in our educational system is that we have a whole lot of administration, not a whole lot in the teaching side. Our administration has grown significantly in the administration of our school systems. That needs to be looked at. A concern I have, and as I've traveled the state, I've looked at other school systems, and I know you've done it in Fairbanks as well. But in one school in particular, it's a voc-tech school for high school. It takes 400 students. You have to apply to get in. You have to be interviewed to get in. And when you walk into that school building, one wing says tourism, another says medical, another says construction, and they start right off from that school they can go on to college, no problem. They have all the basics going to college, or they can come out and they're an apprentice electrician, or they come out and they have a CNA degree. They can go into a certification to go into a nurse practitioner, or they can come out and be a design. I mean, you walk through that school. You think you're walking through a community college. I happened to be there on what they refer to as dress-up day. They're all ties, and dressed in business attire. It was astounding. Their dropout rate is 2%, and that 2% have gone on to other trade schools elsewhere. They come out of there it's a career path. And I'm not saying we need to have all schools that way, but that option should be available in our educational system. In Kodiak, they have a fish processing certificate in their high school system. I never heard of that before. What that means is they come out of high school with a fish processing certificate. I mean, from Valdez, I know what it is to be a fish processor on the floor. No, when they come out of the high school with that certificate, they go to work in the quality control room, and they know that when they enter that program. So we need to be able to adapt our educational system not on the standardized test, but what works in our region, in our location. Obviously Fairbanks is an area that's going to, under my administration as governor, will have a gas pipeline. There's a training center at Fairbanks now. That can start in the high schools. We can start getting them excited about jobs. We need to give them a reason to stay in school. For many, there is not a reason to stay in school. That's why we have such a high dropout rate. So we need to address it. The first thing we need to do is admit there's a problem, and then we need to fix it. Thank you.
Gentlemen, we have a couple minutes.